I always like to remind people that
Right.
back in 2008, when
Mm-hmm.
all of this lead generation started, everybody answered their phone. It was their
Right.
home phone. And
Mm-hmm.
that was back in the time where traditionally, every time your phone rang, you pretty much knew who it was, give or take a few telemarketers.
Sure.
And it was
Mm-hmm.
exciting when your phone rang because, oh, somebody wants to talk to me. Somebody's
Right.
thinking about me.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to today, where our phones have become the biggest
Mm-hmm.
noise in our day.
Right.
That it's annoying.
Agreed.
So
Mm-hmm.
we've completely gone to a different level of what the phone means to people on
Mm-hmm.
both spectrums, right? I'm trying to get a hold of you. You're not answering
Right.
the phone. There's too many people trying to get a hold of me. I don't want to answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So technology has changed the way we can conduct business. So
Okay.
the
Mm-hmm.
value of a lead today versus the value of a lead in 2008, way different dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
We may be paying
Right.
the same amount per lead,
Right.
but us getting a hold of them is a completely different ballgame. So when we know the reality
Mm-hmm.
of the problem, we can't change that. We can't make somebody answer their phone.
Right.
But we, and I say we,
Mm-hmm.
continue to become discouraged because people aren't answering their phone. But we know
Right.
why, right? The only thing that is separating you from having a conversation a day or
Mm-hmm.
not is your discouragement and being stuck in your head that nobody answers the phone. Now, when
Right.
I hear nobody answers the phone, which is why I asked how many phone calls you make a day,
Mm-hmm.
I can make 100 dials and have 2 conversations.
Wow.
I can make 50 dials and have 0 conversations.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to look at is, who are we calling? How many times are we calling? And what does our consistency look like? Because I promise you, with the consistency, people will answer. Is it going to be the expectation that we want? Probably not. And when I look at all of the databases that I have dialed in, my biggest struggle and challenge was a database that I worked out of Breckenridge, Colorado.
Oh.
I have called, you name the state. I have managed a database in every state in the United States, including some in provinces in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you this one stands out to me because it was the most frustrating. I can literally sit down and dial through 300 leads and not talk to a person, right? And I'm like, nobody answers the phone in this site. But there was a reason. He was over texting and they were blocking the phone number.
Okay.
So I was calling people that I never even had an opportunity of them answering the phone because it was a blocked number. And unfortunately, third-party dialers do not detect that they've blocked you. It'll just ring and ring and ring and ring and ring and ring and go through, right?
Right.
So when I can legitimately call that many people and have absolutely no answers, there's a different problem. Because at some point with consistency, if you saw the same number come up on your phone repeatedly 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and they never, wouldn't you be just a little bit curious as to who it was? And like,
right.
I have time to answer this call right now. I'm going to answer this call to see who the heck this is. Right? Which is why I don't leave voicemails, which is why I text from a different number, or I don't call and text. I text a different time that I'm calling. So hopefully they don't recognize that it's the same thing. It's the same person. Right?
Okay.
So when we know what the problem is, we can create the solution. Instead of when nobody answers the phone, I'm discouraged. I'm just making a few phone calls. So I know nobody's going to answer the phone call anyway. Well, what we focus on expands. And if we are thinking about what we don't want, that's what we're going to get. So we really do have to put on a different pair of glasses and look at it from a different perspective and say, okay. And the reason I asked, you know, if that lady would answer the phone and tell you that she's not looking.
Right.
Can you see how we tell ourselves our own story?
Can I have what, please?
How we tell ourselves our own story, right? And the reality of we have a choice when we sit down to call our leads. We can say nobody's going to answer the phone. Why am I wasting my time?
Right.
But at the end of the day, what else are you doing to get face-to-face with people? Do you have another option? If you don't like calling leads and nobody's answering the phone, what's your other option? Door knock, right?
Yeah.
You can go through the phone book and just start calling people. So it's honestly our best excuse to not do something that makes us uncomfortable.